Okay, start.
So, in the last class, we developed this formula, which we call two-group critical diffusion equation. Two-group critical diffusion equation. And if you could remember, I want to make some analogy here to compare it with one group critical equation that you already know before. You can remember that PL, which is non-leakage probability, is always given as 1 over LT squared B squared plus 1. If you could remember this one, you can see something here that if I write this thing, I can write this thing like should I give it like that? No, I shouldn't give it like that. Now, look at this thing now. If I put the K out, I have 1 over T B squared plus 1 bracket LT squared B squared plus 1. Which you can actually put as K infinity bracket 1 over tau B squared plus 1 over LT squared B squared plus 1. So you can see, you know this one already. This is a non-leakage probability for thermal neutron. That is, this is PL is equal to 1 over LT squared B squared plus 1. That's it. This is the probability that thermal neutron will not be leaked out of the reactor. But what about, you can see that this one also now looks like a probability because they look exactly. This one is called, fast neutron, non-leakage for fast neutron, non-leakage probability for fast neutron. We call it PF. Non-leakage probability for fast, that is, the probability that when neutron is being slowing down from fast to thermal, it will not leak out. Non-leakage probability for fast neutron is equal to what? 1 over tau B squared plus 1. Now, you can now see that you can now actually write your things like this. That this one, you cannot put them together. So you can write that K infinity is equal to PF is equal to 1. If the reactor is not critical, that is, this one is not 1, it can be K infinity PF is equal to K. The fact is that this PL and PF, they are always close to 1. This is what non-leakage probability of the thermal neutron. Non-leakage probability of what? Of a fast neutron. Now, so here, this is what we call two-group critical equation for two-group diffusion theory. And we have resolved it to make sure that you can actually see that there are two probabilities there, which you can actually see one after the other. But let's try and open up this thing if you are able to get something reasonable. Let's open up this formula like we normally do expansion. Let's try and open it, or maybe you can have other information that we can have. This one is K infinity. This one, when I want to open it up, we will anything raised to power 4, B squared raised to power 4, we will ignore it. Okay? So we have this one and this one will give us this one and this one we will ignore because they have B raised to power 4. We are going to ignore them. So this times D will give us T B squared. This times this will give us plus LT squared B squared this and this will be all plus 1. Is still equal to 1. So you can see that we can still add this one to be k infinity over tau plus lt squared b squared plus 1, which we can still put at k infinity over b squared tau plus lt squared plus 1. Now, this thing, which is neutron age, you know I call this one neutron age. This is this neutron age and diffusion area for thermal neutron. This is a neutron age. This is a diffusion area because it's square, and this is a diffusion area for the thermal neutron. Both of them, this one is measured in centimeter square. This one is measured in centimeter square. So both of them, they have the same unit. Now, these two, tau plus lt squared, will lose mt squared. We now call this m thermal migration area. Thermal migration area. So we can write this one now as what? K infinity over b squared mt squared plus 1. This formula is called modified one group diffusion theory for critical reactor. Modified one group diffusion theory for critical reactor. It's called what? Modified one group diffusion theory for critical reactor. There is one thing that you can know that for one group it's always like this: k infinity over b squared lt squared plus 1. This for the one group. One group. For two group, it is k infinity over tau plus tau b squared plus 1 lt squared b squared plus 1. This is two group. The third one is b squared mt squared plus 1. This is what we call modify one group. Now, there is one thing that you should know. You can see that if you want to use, if you come in, there are some areas that you will not be able to use modify one group diffusion theory. Let's first of all look at something that is good. For this two group, you can actually use it. But you know that two group is more accurate than one group. You know that the only area, the only place where when you use one group, that the error is not be too much is if this tau is very, very small. Then you want to use the modifier, and you know that your modifier, so you know if this tau is less than lt squared, you can return to what? This one. So in a reactor, whenever you want to design a reactor, you have to look for whether the tau, if the tau is very, very less than lt, you can use only one group. It will be okay. Are you getting it? It will be okay. But whenever the tau and the lt, they are competing, yeah, it's better for you to make sure the two group diffusion theory. So if someone asks you, how do you know whether you are going to use one group diffusion theory, or you say, look, there are some things I have to look at it. If my tau is very close to lt squared, diffusion area, I can't use one group diffusion theory. Then I have to use two group diffusion theory. But if my tau is very, very small, compared to diffusion area. That means my T plus LT square is appropriate to LT square. I can return to use either this one or one group diffusion theory. That is the essence of this form. Thank you.